Hey y'all, it's Thursday Tech Day and I have a couple of tools I'm going to be sharing with y'all today. The first one is the Book Creator app online and the second one is Vennage. So we're going to talk about how to use these two in your classroom. A couple things that we're going to do today is we're going to be focusing on the growth model, on the t-test rubric. So all of y'all are familiar with the rubric, especially if you've received an evaluation this year and you've done your t-test training. So we're going to be talking about this as a growth model. T-test is not meant to be a gotcha, and it's not meant to show you everything you're doing wrong. It's ways to show you, or it's intended to show you ways that you can improve. So looking at the different dimensions, using the different domains, figuring out what is happening in the classroom and what you can do to improve in the classroom is going to be significant, especially considering the fact that this year we're looking at possibly doing incentives based on your student achievement and based on your evaluation. So we want all of you to have the opportunity to be growing, the opportunity to improve, and of course all of that relates to more self-efficacy in the classroom for you and for your students. We want to boost that student achievement and do whatever is necessary to support you in doing that. So we're going to talk about the two apps and the way that you can use them. The first one is the Book Creator. So Book Creator is an online app that you can use that you can create books with. Now there's two ways that you could use this in the classroom. One is for you to create informative instructional resources for your students and to be able to post this online or share it with your students in Google Classroom and then use that as a way to instruct students that's a little bit more differentiated. Another way that you could use this as a student product. So students are going to create a book based on something that they've learned. This would be a really creative way for them to create something. And by doing so, we also get more rigorous activities. This would be a rigorous activity for students to have to create a dialogue or create a narrative, put it together with pictures to create that product. So this is a good example of a way that students can create an interactive, engaging product and be using the rigorous skills or using rigorous critical thinking skills. So it's really easy to set up. Once you get here, you click on sign in with email and then you'll sign in using your email. If you don't have an account, then it's really easy. It'll take you through the sign up process and you'll receive a verification email that you verify your account with, and then you can get started. It even has some resources. So on your welcome email, it'll show you ways to use it. It'll give you a little bit more of a walkthrough and more resources. It'll show you resources that are available on the website itself, but we're also going to show you how to create a book simply. So I've already created my account, and as you see, I don't have any books yet. With the free account, you can have up to 40 books, so that's pretty significant, especially if you're using it as instructional resources. So I'm going to set up a book and see that there are different ways that you could do it: portrait, square, landscape, da-da-da. Or you could look at the templates and find a template to use. So we're going to go really simple for today, and we're going to use the newspaper. So the newspaper has a couple of sheets in it, and then you can even add more if you need more. So let's restate, or we're going to title this, and the title is going to be Growth T-Tests. So growth t-test, and then here I can put in my own picture. So I already downloaded a picture that I want to use. So I'm going to choose that file real quick. And I think I put it on my desktop. There we go. All right. So here it is. I need to reframe it a little bit. There we go. And I probably need to make it a little bit smaller. There we go. There we go, and I'm just gonna make it a little bit smaller. So sorry, I'm taking a little bit of time reframing this. There we go. So here's my picture, and then I can add in stories. So we're gonna say how to grow, or ways to improve. Using t-tests. Okay, So here I've got my headline, I've got a little graphic, and then I can add a lot of more information here. So I could talk about the domains if I wanted to. I could go to domain 1.1 and I could point out ways to improve based on domain 1.1. So the first one part of proficient for instructional planning includes all goals aligned to state standards. And then for accomplished, it's all measurable goals aligned to state standards. And for distinguished, it's all rigorous and measurable goals aligned to state standards. So think about the difference between creating goals that are state standard, that follow the TEKS, and then creating rigorous goals. So we really want to move to that rigor. And creating something like this could be a way to do that. So I could discuss here, talk about ways that you could improve, strategies that you could use, da da da. And I'll probably go ahead and make this out for you and then share it with you so that way you can see a finished product. So let's say that I'm done, I'm all finished. I want to see it, so I want to play. And then here it opens and reads like an online book. So really easy way to get a different type of product or instructional resource for your students that you create, or a way for students to create an activity for you. So let's move on to Vennage. This is an infographic maker. And so here, again, easy way to create infographics. This could, again, be an instructional resource for you to create, or it could also be something for your students to do. So it's free to sign up, and with a free account, you get 5 infographics. So if students were doing this for a product, you'd have 5 different assignments you can give them, and this could be one of the options. If they were working in a group project, that would even create more options. So here, if I were to go to my designs, you can see something that I created a long time ago. This is a syllabus that I created for one of my classes. So, oh, I guess I should have checked it out before, but you can see really easy, visually appealing, and then a good way for you to be able to make something and create something that is easy for students to read. And infographics, we know we've talked about visuals before and the importance of visuals. Something that has icons or photographs for them to use makes it a lot more easy for them to comprehend. So let's look at, here's some templates. If you go to templates, you can see various templates that you could do, brochures. There's a lot of different options here. So let's say that I wanted to, we already have kind of a rubric here, but let's say that we want to look at ways to grow. So I'm going to look at this timeline, and you just click create, and then you can add icons, you can add little pictures and other things to add to make it a little bit more interactive. So here I'm going to say T-tests and ways for teachers to grow using the T-test growth model. One note that I had written on here that I think is really important to kind of consider too, and just maybe reflect on, the fact that change is difficult, growth is more difficult. So it's easy to change a little, I'm gonna say, depending on who you are. So change may be easy for you, you're ready to try new things, you're ready to be adventurous and take risks. For some of you, change is not comfortable at all. And then growth is even more difficult when you're learning how to change practices that you're doing right now to make them better and to make them more rigorous, to make them more relevant in the classroom, and then to continue doing that. So the change is difficult, but once you get there and once you've made those changes, it should make things more efficient for you. And again, creating that self-efficacy in the classroom, helping you manage your time better, etc., etc. There's a lot of things that happen with growth. So let's look here, and we're going to say dimension 1.1, we'll just say planning. And I can make this a little bit bigger, and I could even change this little icon if I wanted to. So let's look at some icons that are available. Let's say plan, see if there's anything for planning. Oh, here we go. So we'll just use this little one. There we go. Got a little different icon in there just to make it. So double click to replace it with this icon. There we go. And then I can remove that one. and put this one up there. So I could say proficient, and then kind of give you a way to see it visually, what it looks like for you to move from proficient to accomplished to distinguished. So for standards and alignment, let's talk about all activities, materials, and assessments that, and that's the same in proficient, accomplished, and distinguished, are relevant to students is proficient, are sequenced is accomplished, and are logically sequenced is distinguished. So if I wanted to say activities and kind of use the same wording, activities, materials, and assessments that are relevant to students. And then over here, I could put the same thing, planning, and then for accomplished, and kind of give you a little roadmap of how to make improvements. So activities, materials, and assessments that are sequenced and relevant to students, not just relevant to students, but relevant to students' prior understanding. So we'll talk more about what that looks like, but here you can kind of see it's really easy to create. Once I'm done, I can publish it. So I'm going to publish, actually let's preview and see what it looks like. So I preview it, and then yay, it looks great. So then I can go back and publish it, and I can't download it. So let's say grow through. I can't download it without a paid account, but I can share it. So I'm going to go to My Designs, and again here, growth, and then, oh, I guess I have to share it on the other thing. So on here, and then I can share it with other people. So share it with my students, share it with or students can create one and share it with you. So here are two tools for you to use, the Book Creator and the Vennage Infographic Creator. I hope that these are really useful for you in your classroom, either for instruction or for student products. If you have any questions, always please let me know. I will be creating a really quick short video to do our Thursday Tech Day prizes. We haven't done that in a while, so I've got several prizes to hand out. So I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful end of the week. We're almost close to spring break, so have a great day and go Yotes!